topic for our discussion is how to fix a mistake in a USCIS application after it is submitted. So it happens a lot. A lot of my clients, they say, hey, sometimes it happens immediately after you submit a case and you recognize that, oh, you did a mistake in the form. Sometimes it happens after 10 years. So let me give you an example. So let's say you applied for your siblings, your brother or sister, a long time ago, probably 15, 16 years ago, and now you're going to apply for the second part, which is called consular process, and you discovered that you did a major mistake in the I-130 form that you submitted 15 years ago. So many of my clients and prospective clients, they ask me, hey, I did a mistake in the previously submitted form, how to fix it? And trust me, this is a very common problem. I listen to this all the time. That's why I'm making this a special video. And also, those who are not watching video, those who are listening to us in different podcast platform, do not worry. Anything that I show in the PowerPoint, anything that I show on the screen, I'm also going to read it, so you're not missing anything. So today we are going to talk about how to fix a mistake in a USCIS application after it is submitted, no matter you just submitted few hours ago or 15 years ago. You can always fix some mistakes, and today we're going to talk about that. So here are the 4 steps. Some people can fix some mistakes within 1 or 2 steps. Some people need to go through all 4 steps. But there are 4 steps for you to remember. Number 1, wait/find the receipt notice from USCIS with the case number. And again, I'm going to discuss everything later. So at this moment, I'm just telling 4 steps. Number 1, wait/find the receipt notice from USCIS with the case number. Number 2, contact USCIS, either customer service, do a service request, in-person appointment or something. Number 3, consider a new application. In some cases, new application is better. Sometimes new application is not better. I'm going to talk that later. And number 4, submit a letter of explanation. So these are the 4 steps you can take depending on your necessity. So the first one is wait/find the receipt notice from USCIS with the case number. So anytime anybody submit a application to USCIS, USCIS will first see whether you submitted all the mandatory things, all the bare minimum necessary things. And then if you submit those things, they are going to issue you a receipt notice. And in the receipt notice, there will be a case number. So this case number is very important for any USCIS officer to find your case, your application. They can still find it without that case number, but it's very difficult for them. So anytime you contact USCIS office, no matter online, over the phone, through paper application or anything, try to give them the case number so they can locate your file easily, and that will make their life easier. That will give you a better outcome in terms of your demand. However, if you submitted the application few hours ago or few days ago, it's easy for you to find the receipt notice with the case number. Sometimes you need to wait for a few days or a few weeks for the USCIS receipt notice to be arrive at your home. Then you can do that. However, sometimes what happens is, let's say you applied for your brother or sister 15 years ago, and you lost all the documents, all the papers, and it happens a lot. So what do? If you do not have the receipt notice, if you do not know the case number, it's very difficult, right? So what I say to my clients, anytime you apply for any application, any government document, keep a copy of the document in a safe place. And by safe place, I mean 2 different ways. Number 1, digital. Number 2, printed copy. Any document, even though you may not need it in future, just make a print, print a copy, put everything in a folder, like big folder, and put it in a safe place, because you never know when this document may be needed. So try your best to keep all the documents in a safe place. Also, scan everything, make PDF files, attach in an email and send it to your loved one, your spouse, your children, your parents, someone, so that down the line, if you cannot find the printed copy, you can search that person's name in your email account, and you can find the email and everything will be there. So keep all documents in a safe place, both digital and printed. However, if you say, hey, I already lost everything, I do not have the printed copy, I do not have the digital copy either, what to do? In this situation, there is a law in America, it's called FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. All it says is that you can request a copy of all documents that US government have from you, about you. So it depends on the actual file, it depends on the department. US government has multiple departments like Department of State, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Labor, XYZ, blah blah blah. You have to apply to each different departments to retrieve document from them. So let's say you have some documents with Department of Homeland Security, you have to submit a FOIA request to Department of Homeland Security to retrieve a copy of your previously submitted application, and that will include the receipt notice too. Similarly, if you submit it to Department of State, you have to submit a FOIA request to Department of State to receive a copy of the file that you submitted, including the receipt notice. So if you do not have the receipt notice with the case number, and then you can request for FOIA, you can get a copy. It's not very expensive. Sometimes it takes time, like 3-4 months, but it's a good way to retrieve all the documents you submitted. All right. The next step, once you have the receipt notice with the case number, contact USCIS. Now, there are multiple ways to contact USCIS. Number one is customer service. USCIS has a customer service phone number. You can always call them. Once you call, just remember that they take forever to pick up the call. Sometimes a robot will pick up the call and try to say the same thing again and again. Some people are frustrated. Some people are tired. I totally understand, but this is the way you have to go through. There's a chat box also managed by robots. So sometimes the chat box helps, sometimes the call helps, but you can call them. And the best time to call them in the morning time, that's usually the free time, so comparatively free at times. So you can also call them. And once you talk to someone, either the robot or a person, once they say yes, they are going to fix it, always ask for a reference number for your record. Because anytime USCIS, either in person or robot, talks to you, they will generate a reference number. Down the line, next time you call them, if you can give them the reference number to them, they will easily locate the discussion between you and the person, and that will help them move forward faster, other than just keep talking the same thing more and more. Again, please keep this reference number, digital copy and printed copy, so that it will help you down the line. Number two, service request. So this is a great tool. This is a great tool from USCIS that many of my clients do not use, and I do not know how to say that, how to say that. Please take advantage of this service request. This is a great tool from US government in terms of your case. It will help your life way better, and you get way more information from US government than just send an email or something. I'm going to show you a picture of the service request page. Next slide. So please stay with me. And number three is in-person appointment. So what you can do is you can request an in-person appointment with a USCIS field office. And luckily, there is USCIS field office everywhere in America. No matter where you live, within 10 to 15 miles or 20 miles, you will find a USCIS field office. You will make an in-person appointment. Go there, talk to a person, talk to like a human person, and you can explain your mistake. Say, hey, I submitted this form, this many days ago or this many years ago, and I think there was a mistake. I would like to fix it. Also, when you go for in-person appointment, please take copy of all of your documents with you. USCIS officers will always complain that people take appointment, they go start talking, and they do not have any document or any number. So it's very difficult for USCIS officers to locate your case. If they cannot locate your case, how do they fix the mistake, right? So you can take in-person appointment, but take all the documents with you so that you can explain and the officer can locate your case, and then they can try to fix the mistake. So those are the USCIS request things. Okay, so this is the service request page. It's very easy. If you just Google it, if you just Google USCIS service request, you will get this page, and you see there are 4 different ways of case inquiry. Most of the time, if you just request a case inquiry form through these, you will get a better result instead of calling them, because it's very difficult to find a person and then even if you find the person, it's very difficult to work over the phone. Case inquiry is a great tool. Please take advantage of this great tool. And then there's a 2 service request form. One is a typographical error. This is the how to fix the mistake thing. Even though it says typographical, but technically you can fix any mistake through this option. But please take advantage of this great tool from USCIS. All right, consider a new application. That's another step. So sometimes it's easier to submit a totally new application, because let's say you submitted a application with a lot of mistakes. So instead of fixing 10 different mistakes from the old application, how about submit a totally new application? And also submit a copy of that receipt notice from the previous application and say, hey, I did a lot of mistake in my previous application, so please disregard the previous application, please consider the new one. So USCIS officer know which one to consider and which one to disregard the application. So consider a new application is a great tool to fix a lot of mistakes from previously submitted application. However, in some situation, this is not a good option. Let's say you submitted a form 15 years ago or 16 years ago. Now, there is no way you can get a copy of that form, because USCIS changes their form multiple times a year. So with this, 15 years, they probably changed that form like 30 times. So if you try to submit a totally new application, you have to follow the old forms, and you cannot find that. And there are many other problems. So bottom line is, if it's a previously submitted application long time ago, you may not be able to submit a new application. In that case, you have to follow the other options that I'm explaining here. But if it's a new application, you just submitted a few days ago or a few weeks ago, consider submitting a new application is a very good tool. And this is the last slide before we go for question, answer, and break. So submit a letter of explanation. So this is another option. You can submit a letter either through email or through physical mail, either way. So there are a few things you should consider. Number one, explain the mistake in detail. A lot of time people just say, hey, I submitted in page 5, section 12, question 3, I said this is the right information. Do not just do that. Just giving the right information will, USCIS officer may have some question. So try to explain, why did you do this mistake? What was the reason for this mistake? And what is the right information and why you are submitting it here? So kind of explain the mistake, give them a detailed explanation, so USCIS officer will better understand your situation. It will be easy for them to fix the problem. Submit a fresh and fixed form if possible. So let's say, as I said, so let's say you submitted an I-485 form, let's say 1 year ago, and there were some mistakes. So you are submitting a letter of explanation. With the letter of explanation, fill up the form again and submit. Say, hey, there was a lot of mistake, and this is the new form, and I fixed all the problems. So you can replace the old form with the new one, or you can fix it by yourself, but this can be your example. You can get information from this form, so USCIS officers will be happy, because they're human. They have a lot of problem in their life. They are always scared of losing their job. So the easy you can do it for them, they will be happy with you. And once they're happy, they are going to make your life happy, be easier, right? They're going to fix their problems. So try to make them happy with providing everything they need. Again, submit a copy of the receipt notice, because without the receipt notice, it would be very difficult for you to find, locate your case, and then if they cannot locate your case, they cannot fix your problem. So that was my short presentation about how to fix a mistake in a previously submitted application.